be beneficial to you. Why? Because you are not exercising patience, you've not taken time to exercise discipline, you've not taken time to learn and understand the principles of trading, to understand how this money comes. Now, whenever you make money and you do not know how it comes, it is very hard to be consistent at making that money. That is one thing I want you to understand. Every time you make money and you cannot explain how you made that money, it is going to be very hard for you to make that money tomorrow consistently. For you and for another person, you're going to make it because it is coming as a miracle. It is by chance. It is by some lucky form of doing things. It is going to be hard to remain consistent in making that money. You need to have a certain level of understanding on how I have been able to make this money. And that is how we scale. That is how we compound. Now, here in trading, one of the things that you learn and hear very many times is that we compound. Why do we compound? We compound because we don't make a lot of money every time we trade. We compound because we make small gains and we use those small gains for our next entry to make bigger gains, bigger than the ones we made yesterday. Not because we want to make the very, very big gains. We want to make just slightly bigger than the ones we made last month. That is why we compound. We compound because we make small gains and we are trying to be consistent in those small gains. And if we compound them over a long period of time, they are going to become a big capital. Like they are going to multiply and grow in number. The problem with people who come with a lot of capital, people who have $10,000, $20,000. I've been with people who are floating $20,000. Can you imagine? 20K. It is all floating in floating loss. You get it? Now, that is the problem. Every time a person comes with a lot of money, you have huge expectations. Now, I want to break your expectations. If you are wise enough, you will take my what? My heed. You'll heed to my what? To my guidance here. Before you become very, very expectant that with my $1,000, I am supposed to be making above $10 every day. I'm supposed to be making above $30. I want you to understand that the market is actually going to favor you when you're more disciplined and you look at how do I make this money more than how much am I be able to make from the market. Now, when you learn how I make this money and you learn how much can you make with the methods that you know how to make that money, you realize that with $1,000, you can even make $5. You can even go a day without making money. With $1,000, you can even make $7. You get it? Now, this is the hard truth some of you don't want to hear because, well, it does sound like it has a lot of money in it. But I'm trying to address why you fail as a trader today. Tomorrow, maybe we shall talk about how to make $10 every day using $1,000. But today, I want us to understand why we fail as what? As traders, and the pitfalls that attack us. Now, one thing I want you to know, and how you're going to sustain profitability in trading is when you treat trading as a business. You get it? I want you to treat trading as a business. When you open up your business tomorrow and you open up a shop, you're going to make a lot of money just because on the very day that you open the shop. Now, why would you expect to make a lot of money 2 days after starting trading? Now, it is not wrong that you will be able to make that money. It is possible that you can make that money. But I want you to think about it like a business. Some of you come and start trading and you think about like a magic machine, a gambling machine. You just want to multiply. In 2 months, you want to be in Dubai. You get it? Enjoying life with the $1,000. You think in 2 months it's going to be 10,000. It's not that it is not possible in trading. We do those things in trading, but that is not the way that you do it. That is not how it happens. You as a trader, you need to treat trading as a business as at first, so that you do what? So that you learn how to make that money. And when you learn, it is going to get easier and easier by the day. You get it? Now, when you don't treat trading as a business, you're going to throw around your money. Any coin that you find, you throw it. Poor risk management, you throw it. Poor strategies, you throw it. When you float, you cut losses, you're going to maybe get liquidated, maybe take losses on futures. You get it? Because your mind is thinking that trading has to magically make money for you every day. That trading has to magically transform your small capital into big capital. Now, when you have that kind of mindset, you're going to lose more than. What is the right mindset? The right mindset, or a proper mindset, is going to be when you treat trading as a business. Think about your shop. You've opened up your shop, you're selling phone accessories, let's say. Or maybe you opened up a boutique and you bought or buy all the things that you have in the shop. And when they don't, are you going to close the shop? Are you going to sell out? No. You're probably going to think, I think I should add more lights here so that customers can do what? Can appreciate my decoration. And then you will bring the lights and you add them. And then some customers will come and then maybe they will not buy and then they will go. So what you're going to do is that, okay, I think I should learn how to speak to customers so that I can lure them into buying from me. Why do I get customers and they just walk away? I don't ever sell. Maybe I'm not having good customer care. Then you improve your customer care and then you start seeing what? People are coming, people are starting to buy. You get it? And you're like, but people like this more than the other one. So maybe when I'm going to shop again, I'll shop more of this and less of that. Now, what are you doing exactly? You're learning the business of what? Of running a boutique. You're studying the environment of your customers and you are adjusting. You yourself, the business owner, you're the one adjusting. And then you realize, every time I close at 5, but I think customers come better at what? In the evening at 9. So maybe let me adjust, open maybe a bit later. I open at like 11 and then maybe I close at 10 in the evening. You are the one adjusting. And the more you make these adjustments, you're tuning into what will bring you more customers and bring you more money. But that does not happen the first day you open the shop. It might not even happen the first, but it is going to be about a very wise business person who runs a business to adjust accordingly. Now, what happens in trading is when you've just started trading, it is important for you to understand trading on its own. It is important for you to understand at a certain basic level how the market operates and you adjust as an individual. Some of you come to these markets and you are blinded by the profits that you're going to make in the first what? In the first few days, the first few months, the first few weeks. And you will think that that is the order of the day. And trading might be harder than you expected it or anticipated it. You get it? Now, some of you don't even adjust at all. Some of you are going to treat trading like a business. Now, in business, you will be like, boutique tekola, kangende ntunde vizigo. You get it? You change strategies from here to there. You switch from this, from that to that to that because you think this is not the one that works. The other one is the one that works. Before you know it, if it was real business, you've sold fish, you've done a border business, you've driven Uber, you've opened a shop, you've gone to Chikubo, opened what? Like in real life business, you're going to realize that doing that is wastage of time. You will never learn one thing and be able to profit at it if you keep on changing from one to the other. So I want you to treat trading as a business. Treat it as a business. Understand that when I've just started, I'm not going to get those profits, but I can choose to learn how to get those profits. And when you choose to learn and you refine and refine, these profits might come in small at the start, but as you continue learning and refining, you're going to learn how to grow them. You're going to understand how to keep them, protect your capital, but also gain the little that you're gaining. And as time goes by, it is going to grow and your profits are going to exponentially grow. In 2 months, in 3 months, you're going to be probably profitable. You get it? Now, those are pitfalls that we fall in as traders. The curse of short-term thinking. Now, a lot of traders think short-term. You're thinking, okay, when I put my 5K, by the end of 3 months, I should make like 10,000, maybe 20,000. You get it? And because you're thinking like that, you're going to stress your account. You're going to stress your leaders. You're going to stress yourself because you're going to try to put yourself on some sort of expectations that are not realistic. And because they're not realistic, your account and capital is the one that is going to suffer. Because you have the impatience, you want to make $1,000 in a very short period of time, your capital is the one that is going to suffer, and your mentality, your mentor is the one that is going to pay for that for that impatience. So too many want to turn 1,000 into 100,000 in a matter of weeks. They forget that sustainable wealth is built the same way as empires and great companies. You build brick by brick. You build step by step, year by year, week by week. You get better every week. Now, crypto rewards those who can think in decades, like those who can think in a longer period of time, not just in a matter of days. Now, some of the things maybe that are not to your good service, is that one of the things that we do maybe that does not favor so much beginners is when you see the profits of another person, and that is a killer. The profits of another person are going to sometimes inspire impatience in certain people. They're going to see like, this one is making $30 every day, and then they will ask the question, how much capital? You know, you people have asked that question. How much capital are you using? Now, if some of you have come, or when people started using futures, people are trading using futures. Now you are going to ask, how much capital? How much capital? And they're like, I'm using $200 in futures, and I'm making $30 a day. And you're going to look at your account and be like, may I have 700, and I am here on spot. And you're going to be impatient, and you're going to try and do what? And hope onto what? Onto that, so that you can also use $200 before understanding the futures market, before understanding the risks that are involved, before understanding that there is liquidation, there are losses. Sometimes the market is going to go against you, and you're going to have to take a loss, and they are real. You get it? Now, because of that, you forget that sustainable wealth is built slowly by slowly. Now, some of you don't want even to learn. Some of you just want to get the signal. Which is the next big signal? Don't waste us. Don't give us those things of learning. You get it? Now, if you do not have the patience to try and learn and get better every week, consistently getting better at what you know about this market every week, you're in the curse of short-term thinking. You're thinking in a very, very limited time period. And eventually, it is going to become a challenge for you, big enough to make you think these things don't work. Okay? Crypto, as we have said, it rewards those who can think in longer periods of time. Now, what does that look like? It looks like this. With my $1,000, if I am making $7 today, if I am making $3 today, it is better than trying to make $30 and risking floating for 30 days if I don't make the 30. You get it? It is better than trying to make $50 on futures with $1,000. With $1,000, someone actually will think, I should be making 100 every day. You get it? Now, thinking in the long term is actually knowing that with my 1,000, when I make 7 this week, and I learn better how to increase that amount, it is better than trying to make 300 today and tomorrow and the other day, because that person, my neighbor next to me, is using the same amount or even less amount to make the 300. You get it? Now, thinking long term is going to be, it is okay for me to make the 7 today. Let me learn better how I can improve to make 10 tomorrow. Let me learn better how I can improve to make 15 tomorrow without breaking without getting into the dangers of poor risk management, without getting into dangers of liquidations, or maybe stop losses being hit. Now, being hit by a stop loss or being liquidated is not the worst thing. That is part of the market. But certain times you're going to find that people are over leveraging. People are losing their accounts. They are over risking. They have $1,000 and they are putting their $800 in the market. You get it? And when things go against them, with the $1,000 they're expecting to make 500 today. And if things go against them, they have nothing to do but to lose the entire 800. Now that one is a person who thinks in the short term. They don't think that, okay, I can collect 10, 20 a day and move on and compound. Now long-term thinking is, can I compound this money? Can I make it grow? can I get better and use the 1,000, protect it, but I collect $10. Now, $10 every day is going to be $100 in 10 days. It will be $300 in 30 days. Now, tell me, which business do you invest in 3.5 million and it gives it gives you 1 million every month? Now, if you have been able to make $10 with your $1,000 every day, it is enough. Be content. Carry that 10, go away, learn better how to grow that, rather than risking $800 to make $300 every day. Now that is short-term thinking, and before time, you're going to realize that you're going to do what? You're going to hit the pitfall. You get it? Now, this is the last thing, the last nail that is banged into the coffin. Now, most never blow up spectacularly. They just fade out. Now, most traders are not going to lose out entirely, like in one shot. That I entered this market and boom, everything has happened and I have lost out entirely. No, that is not what is going to happen to these traders. Some of them are going to just fade out. And you know what brings that? They are going to fade out because of a streak of losses, and then they walk away. It is not because the game cannot be won, but because they never learned to control themselves. They ignored the biggest thing that is important in trading, which is managing your mind, dealing with your mentor and developing it. Because before we become traders, our mentors are not developed for trading. What does that mean? That means that we have to develop our mentors for trading to survive in the market, to keep being profitable in the market. You get it? And some of the development includes just being patient. The other things that are going to develop your mentor is just making sure that you learn, keeping progressive about learning, making sure that I learn something and I exercise it and I go with it. Things that are going to develop your mentors is exercising discipline when you can exercise bad risk management. But you're like, I'm going to be disciplined. I'm not going to risk badly. You get it? It is exercising that. Some of the things that are going to develop your mentors is compounding, knowing that I am going to take the small thing that I've gotten and I'm going to compound it. You get it? Those are things that are going to develop your mentor. Developing your mentor is going to include understanding that the market is not really going to be always for you, and not blaming it. And knowing that I should learn better and understand better how to interpret the different phases of the market. And I align with them, and I am able to trade in any condition of the market. Now, you will find some of us can trade in any condition of the market. But even so that we can trade in any condition of the market, we don't trade anyhow. Sometimes you're going to go without a trade a day. Because I can, but I choose not to. You get it? I can, but I choose not to. But they are valid trades. You get it? But this is going to come with a person who takes time to understand the market and to learn to deal with their mentor. Okay. So they thought that the solution was external when the real battle was always internal. Now, thinking that the solution is external is basically thinking my strategy is wrong, my coach is bad, the indicator does not work. You're going to blame everything. You're going to do everything. You get it? But because you have failed to do what? To understand that it is to deal with you. You need to deal with yourself first before you can deal with the market that is changing at a very fast pace. Okay? So those people, eventually they fade out and they will tell you these things don't work. But because they kept on fighting themselves on and they failed to get the only thing that mattered. Okay? Now the harsh reality is, most don't want to hear the gap between winners and losers isn't technical knowledge. Both groups can analyze charts, both can follow strategies. The separation lies in the emotional discipline. A winning trader stays composed when the fear floods the market. He doesn't chase when the herd panics and stampedes. He doesn't avoid the storm. He sails through it. That's the difference. So ask yourself, are you another follower, or you can stand against the crowd? Do fear and greed dictate your moves, or do you dictate theirs? Are you chasing quick gains, or are you building long-term wealth? The market isn't your true opponent. Your psychology is. And until you master it, every strategy, every indicator, every signal is useless. That is the harsh reality. I'm sorry for telling you the truth today, but in the evening, we are going to learn something here. In this morning, I had to tell you the truth. In the evening, we shall look at something much more technical so that we get in check, we keep in check, okay? So the final word here we see is that the downfall of most traders is not ignorance, it is self-sabotage. The moment you recognize this, you will stop being a gambler and you transform into a strategist, someone who adapts, survives, and compounds. And that is what matters in the trading game. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to survive. Now, survival might mean when everyone risked very much because the market was giving them a lot and they just went crazy with their risking, the day the storm is going to hit, because for you, you've been maintaining the same risking strategy. You maintain the entries. You're not exercising your greed. You're keeping it in check. When the storm comes, it means you will survive that storm. You get it? So sometimes that's what survival means, okay? For you as a trader. Let me take this small $3, even though I have $900 in my account. The good thing is my account is not stagnant and I am not floating. The $3 is enough. Let me learn how to make more money without exercising poor risk management. Now, that is a trader who has understood that protecting my capital, the one that I have in my bag, is better than putting it out there and floating 8 months so that I can go out and look for more capital to bring to the market. Now, if you do not learn, you will look for more capital 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and it will all go into the same drain. And then you will think, spot trading does not work. I realized it. We can't make money out of spot trading, but other people are making money out of it, and they are comfortable. And then you're like, futures trading is the solution. And then you go to futures, and then you lose your money the very day you start. 2 weeks down the road, and your account is empty. You get it? Now that is a trader who has failed to adapt, and they cannot survive because they don't compound. They are inspired by gains rather than discipline. Now, to be consistent in this market, to make sure that you continue making money for years. Now, you will hear some of us have been here for 4 years, 5 years, a person like me 7 years, and you will wonder, how have you been able to make it? I want to tell you that most traders fail, and they can't go past a year when they start trading. That is a reality. Most traders fail, and some of those who persist, they do not exceed 2 to 3 years. And they think it is beyond how much I am investing is more than how much I am getting out of it, and they fail. But one of the things is not because they failed to do technical analysis. It is not because they failed to follow systems and strategy. It is because they failed to deal with their emotions. They cannot stick to a strategy. They adapt. They cannot continue to survive. They do not compound. And if you miss out on these simple basics, if you miss out on them, it is very likely that you're going to get some gains, the ones that are going to excite you, but for the long term, it might be very hard for you to sustain trading. I'm sorry to have told you the truth, guys. So the other 15%, they learn to master it, and that's the game. So it is up to you. Choose your side. Which one are you going to be as a trader? Should I close from here? Are you going to clap? Are you going to ask questions? I don't know. I feel like I've done enough for this morning. You can ask your questions. You can present them. I intended to train something, but I thought it is important to address the biggest tool that you need in crypto trading. You get it? I thought it is important, and I thought we do not take enough time to tell you that it actually matters. And that is your mind. All right. Let's see. Do we have any? We see. I noticed that some signals that are still floating for about 13 days or more are often called a new signal. I don't understand BC. It's possible, Madam BC. Remember, you are still learning. Thank you, Coach Deus. Thank you so much. Sol, you said flipping capital overnight. Yes. We appreciate, and some of us have discovered ourselves. That is good. That is awesome. Coach Deus says enough for today. Yes, thank you for appreciating Coach Deus. I don't know. Does anyone have anything to say? Down there, you have something to say. You have a question. You have a contribution. You are disappointed in me. Please go ahead. I've given you a chance. You can unmute your mic and say something. Okay. I see people that have beaten people. People are going to hate me. They're not going to return to my classes. It is okay. It is okay. When you don't return, for us we shall learn. An awesome session. Thanks for amazing psychology about trading. It was really one of a kind. All right, guys. I think we don't have any more questions. We don't have anything to contribute. Let's meet again. Time is going to be 9 p.m. and I'll be talking about trade settings and basically we are going to be talking about strategy settings, that part in the evening, and then we shall also maybe talk about anything that you bring across the table. Otherwise, thank you. I wish you a very good trading day today. Today there is NFP. People, make some money. There is NFP. You get it? Make some money. I want to come here in the evening. You people have made some money. Okay? So we meet at 9 p.m. and we shall continue from there. Otherwise, thank you for attending and have a good day. Bye-bye.
And what I know, if you don't change, you will lose everything to crypto. You have to change your mind. Njagalo obeere bukakafu. Bw'oba okoze $5 kkiriza ezo z'okoze. Oba obadde okozesa $30 okukola $5 nkukolera ekikata simanyi kumanya gemazima naye nze mpulira by'olimu you will not survive. No, please, in the other group VIP, you don't attend classes. You are no longer attending classes. You were attending sometimes back, but nowadays you don't attend.
morning, coach. Me, it is impossible. Maybe you are mixing me up with somebody. I attend every single class. Yesterday, I did not attend the class yesterday because I lost my uncle and we had to go and visit your wife and visit them. That's the only class I think I have not attended. So if you notice, when you even said, when you said last time, you notice I did not read it until maybe very late at night. Because went to their house right about in the morning and I didn't get back there till about 12:30, about 11:30 at night. So it's only yesterday. So I believe the VIP class is the one that has market analysis of several people. I believe that's the VIP class. And I think, coach, I attend all classes. Maybe what you don't see is my name. Because sometimes I join using my phone, and when my eyes were becoming really bad, I started joining sometimes using my iPad. Maybe you don't recognize my.
Maybe I don't recognize your name because I'm used of this smile this. I'm used of that. So if we join using another name, so I think that's where I get lost from. And again, you used it to ask questions. You were active, and so if you don't ask questions at times, I may think that you're not around. But sorry for that.